Successful, influential people aren't scared to do this one thing, or they use the fear of this one thing to push them forward. So today we're going to talk about risk. We're going to talk about how to use it for your benefit. We're going to talk about the underlying frequencies that of the belief of risk in your subconscious, how it can affect the outcome. And we're going to talk about chemically what happens to your body with risk. The beings of light that are here working with us through this channeling today are going to help us rescript and change the underlying foundational frequency of change into the unknown, the underlying frequency that it lives on. So the meaning of risk is doing something new. It's taking a leap of faith. It's going into the unknown. Now, risk resides on different frequencies. There are those that are more programmed to take risk and trust that risk is going to work out for them. There are the people that believe that risk equals failure or risk isn't safe. There's people that believe that risk is going to work out for them. So depending on your underlying foundational frequency that you take a risk with determines the outcome because of the vibrational match. So the most successful people, the people that are very influential, aren't scared to take risk because they have the foundational belief underneath of the risk that it's going to work out for them. One good example is I have a son that loves to take risk. He loves to push boundaries. Now, his association with risk began with me. I took a risk working as a cardiac sonographer into an unknown of becoming an intuitive energy healer and channel and author. There's not a foundation exactly for how it looks compared to an ultrasound job that has a foundational of steadiness. Being an entrepreneur is a completely different frequency. It's unwritten, it's unknown. So it was unknown in my nervous system. He was 9 when I started this business, and he has seen me grow and grow and grow, and things working out for me, but taking risk along the way. So it's become normalized for him from me that risk equals success, that risk equals growth, that risk is fun. It might be a little scary, but it's still fun. So he took a risk by switching something out in his life, and it worked out very well for him last year. And he was having this conversation with me in the car over the summer and was like, I'm so glad you taught me how to take risks, because I took this one risk and that risk led to this opportunity and this opportunity and this opportunity. He's just like, I'm so grateful that you taught me how to take risk. And now when I see people that are too scared to take risk, I see the holding pattern that they're in. He's only 15 and he's got this figured out in life. I wish I had that. So what risk does is it dysregulates the nervous system. We have these subconscious programmings of what safety is. And some people get a little bit of adrenaline rush that is associated with risk, and they use it for their benefit. They enjoy that feeling because it feels like a challenge, and that challenge is exciting. It's kind of like a dopamine rush. Other people receive the unsteadiness of risk, the uncertainty of the outcome, the unknown. It locks them into fear, and that fear freezes. Because what's occurring is when we step into the unknown, when we decide to do something, we have no idea what the outcome is going to be. We just know that we want to do this other thing, or that we need to do this other thing, or sometimes we're pushed into this unknown opportunity. There isn't neural pathways that are associated with this new experience. So we don't have a foundation in our mind and in our nervous system for what this other thing is going to bring. So it creates fear. And we know that we are, through quantum physics, we are the creator and the created, and that we can take any opportunity. I've done videos on choice points before. We can take any experience and decide to make that experience work for us or be victim to, work against us. anything that happens to you in life, if you can stay present, you have the opportunity to make anything that happens work for you, to expand you. It's a choice. Even when things don't feel like a choice, we have a choice internally whether to be empowered by or be disempowered by. So, people that are really successful, people that are really influential, they take the unknown and they make it work for them. They have a belief, they have a strong foundational belief, association, like word association. It's an energetic association that risk means success. Even if they take a risk and it doesn't work out, would be considered failing, they know that that failure is actually a stepping stone to quantum leaping because their association with risk, meaning success, is still there. So we take a risk, and maybe that risk doesn't work out exactly like we wanted it to, but we still have choice within that what seemingly could be seen as a failure. You know what? This was a learning opportunity. Now I'm going to tweak it, take a bigger risk, or take another step, or somehow utilize this to catapult me forward. And then the end product is something even better than it was at that failure point. So every step along the way, we have the opportunity to rescript, rewrite, and make everything work for us, depending on what our subconscious is allowing. So today we're going to work through becoming really present with our energy and what we're feeling. And through presence, we get to rescript, we get to rewrite, we get to recode. And I just wrote a book called The Unity Method that's out on Amazon that walks you through all these steps to rewire your nervous system, your foundational frequencies, to teach you how to use everything to work out for your benefit, to propel you, to help you quantum leap into a greater expression of self. Greater expression of self means more authentic self, means your soul expression that isn't limited by programs and beliefs of your society, of your family, of your culture, but how your soul wants to present itself through you. So let's practice a little bit of this today on how to become really present with our energy so that we can rescript, step into unknown, even when people are like, okay, I want to play in the quantum field. I want to manifest this thing. The art of manifestation is a risk because you're wanting to produce an outcome or an experience or something physical that you haven't yet experienced yet. So you don't have a wiring for that experience or for that product or whatever it is. So that's a slight risk to the nervous system. That's a slight risk to your brain. That's a slight risk to your body. Again, you can either freeze and be frozen because you don't know what it's going to produce, what the outcome is going to feel like, or we can be empowered by and have the underlying frequency that risk equals success. Success means an expansion. Success means fun, play. Even in failure, we can play, right? We're just playing, like molding clay. Sometimes when we mold something, it doesn't turn out like we thought it would, but we have a chance to rescript, remold, and make a new bowl, make a new cup, make a new vase with it if we have the foundational frequencies to do so. So think about something that you really want to try. You would love to take a risk on, to manifest, to experience, um, whatever it is. So, like for me, when I decided to write a book, I decided a long time ago, but it took me a long time to write it. Mainly, I was downloading new concepts, and in the book, I share a lot of personal stories. And I decided to share a lot of personal stories to help integrate the practicality of the concepts that I'm sharing so that you know what it looks like in everyday life and can apply it to your own life experiences. But that put me in a very vulnerable state because I'm sharing my life journey and the life journey that I've had with my children, primarily my oldest son with Down syndrome and autism. So that was a risk. And I had to work with my nervous system and my mind over and over again that this was a necessary risk, that this was a risk that I wanted to take to share, to be of service to community, to be of service to humanity by sharing this technique that I've channeled and learned in conjunction with the soul of my oldest son. So, whatever it is that feels like a risk, that feels like something you want to manifest, but you know you don't have the wiring for it yet, I want you to think about receiving that outcome. I want you to be present with everything that you're thinking about, everything that you're feeling about in regards to this outcome. I don't know how I'm going to do it. It might not work out. Whatever, any unease that's coming up around it, any fear that's coming up around it, excitement that's coming up around it, put yourself in a state of risk. Now breathe. And whatever it is you're thinking, whatever it is you're feeling with this risk, this unknown to your body and to your mind, sit a moment with it, just accepting, just becoming aware of your energy. We don't want to go into the story of why you feel that way or why you're thinking what you're thinking. Just allow your thoughts to be there, allow your feelings to be there. And by breathing and accepting what you're feeling, you're beginning to bring all your energy back into your field. You're detaching it from story of past experiences, all the reasons why you don't have it yet, all the reasons why this doesn't work out for you, all the reasons why you're unworthy or whatever. You're detaching all that energy. You have lots of beings around you right now helping you. If that's your intention, please help me release. Help me be very present with. Now, see if you can feel extra energy coming in around you. See if you can feel more energy starting to fill you up. Now, work this energy up into your heart. Being present with the idea of risk, maybe just the word risk makes you feel tension or makes you feel nervous. So be with the word risk, the energy of calming the nervous system by accepting what you're feeling, by accepting what you're thinking. Breathe into it. Now, what you're doing is you're freeing up the subconscious mind. You're freeing up the heart. You're freeing up the body. You're bringing all your energy back home to you. Good. And say, hey, mind. Hello, body. Hey, subconscious. I want you to look for evidence that risk works out for me. Success works for me. And you might feel energy as you're saying, look for evidence of coming into the middle of your brain. I can feel it going from the outside to the inside as your brain waves slow because you've grabbed the attention by not forcing an opinion, but saying, let's look for evidence of. So it's creating a sense of trust, sense of balance within the nervous system and the mind and the body. I am looking for evidence of, and then list the experience or the risk that you want to take, the experience you want to have, the manifestation, whatever it is. I am looking for evidence that risk equals success. I am looking for evidence that risk is fun. I am looking for evidence that risk is working out for me. Good. Can you feel yourself coming into your heart even more now? So we're beginning to rewire your nervous system right now. We're beginning to rewire the subconscious right now by not forcing, but rather by accepting all that you are and saying, this is where we are placing our attention. This is what we're going to look for. And energy flows where attention goes. So if I say, I am looking for evidence of risk equals success, risk equals financial gain, risk equals joy, if I begin looking for that evidence in my mind and my body, my subconscious, my nervous system, every aspect of my ego, every aspect of me is now on board to look for evidence of this. So if my attention is looking for this evidence, then my energy is flowing in the direction of risk equals success, meaning I'm becoming the vibration of that outcome. So I've accepted every piece of me. We started with accepting what we were feeling. We started with accepting what we were thinking. And we breathe to keep the nervous system calm, the shoulders down, chest open, chin up, breathing and accepting whatever it is. We're taking the story out of whatever it is we're thinking, whatever it is we're feeling. And in taking out the story, we're bringing all this energy back home. And then we're claiming, I am beginning to look for evidence of. We're asking our mind to play with us. We're asking our body, our egos, every aspect of us, we're asking it to play with us to look for evidence of this outcome. And when we look for evidence of this outcome, energy flows where attention goes. So if we are looking for this outcome, our energy is now flowing in the direction of this outcome and is going to connect into the energy of that outcome. And our brain is rewiring that. Of course, it's safe for me to have this outcome. I'm looking for evidence of this outcome. I'm not telling the brain what to think. I'm telling the brain what to look for. And as it's looking for that and I'm staying calm, I'm rewiring myself to become a vibrational match to this experience. My energy is flowing in the direction of becoming a vibrational match for this experience. And I didn't do it by fighting or rejecting any part of myself. I'm doing it from a place of wholeness. That's facilitating self-trust, self-love with ease. And it's a game you want to play. Feels good, doesn't it? Thank you. First, I want to say thank you to the team of light that channeled that process through. I want to thank you for playing with me and playing with yourself in this way. It's expansive. It's giving. You're giving to yourself, but in giving to yourself, you're giving to your community because you're releasing the illusion of limitation. And that's a gift to everyone. So thank you for playing with me. You can go check out my book on Amazon, The Unity Method. I'll put a link below. Remember to breathe, accept, watch this as many times as you need to. It is incredibly layered with energy. They're still working it through. And so they're saying drink a lot of water after this and maybe write down, I am looking for evidence of. Mind, I want you to look for evidence of. Body, I want you to look for evidence of. Risk is working out for me. Risk gifts me financial gain. Risk equals new opportunities that are working in my favor. Risk equals blah, 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 whatever it is you want. But write it down, play with it, look for it like it's a lost pet everywhere. Keep your eyes open. The energy flowing in the direction of, becoming the vibrational match of. This is one technique that I know works. I use it all the time. So thank you for being with me. Thank you so much and have a lovely, lovely rest of your day.